Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be ranking all of the brand new LEGO Ninjago 2022 sets that are going to be releasing on January 1st. We have 9 of them that I'm going to go through in this video, and I figured I might as well do a ranking video. I was already a little bit late to the news, but I knew I couldn't miss this opportunity to get to discuss these sets with all of you, so without further ado, let's get straight into it here with the first set at number 9. Alright, so first up here in the ranking, we have Lloyd's Ninja Mech. This one's going to include 57 pieces, and it's going to be a 4+ set that is going to retail for $13.99 Canadian. And this set here is definitely a little bit lackluster. As you can see, it's just got a very bulky design, kind of similar to Jay's previous mech that we got as a 4+ set. And this one definitely follows the same sort of idea, where it's just very bulky, doesn't look like there's a ton of articulation with it either, so I'm not really a huge fan of this one, but I also don't really think I'm the demographic for this. Anyway, the two figures here definitely look pretty good, though I do like Lloyd's ninja suit there. I think that looks fantastic, and I do like the designs of all of the suits. I think they all look very uniform as well, as you'll notice as we go through all of these. And then the snake as well, even though I know there's been some complaints of LEGO kind of just repeating the same concept, even using the same molds as well for the snakes here, I still do like the design of it. I think the printing's pretty decent on it as well, and I like the color scheme that they went for here, so I think that it's still pretty decent, but the set still overall is a little bit lackluster. Alright, now the next one that we have here is Zane's Power-Up Mech Evo, and this one is going to include 95 pieces and retail for $13.99 Canadian. And this set here, once again, I think this is a lot better than the 4+ set, but I still think that it's nothing too spectacular. I do like the fact, though, that we are getting Zane in this set here, because I think that he's one of the more uncommon figures in this wave, I believe, and I do like his suit design quite a bit. I love how it's showing some of like his mechanics right there in the torso, so I love the printing there. And then once again you get another of these snakes, except with kind of an inverted color scheme there, so I think that that's kind of cool as well. So you kind of know my thoughts on the snakes. I'm not too bothered by the fact that they're kind of repeating concepts there. And the cool thing with this one that I didn't mention with the previous set is that you're getting these wisdoms banners here throughout these sets. It's kind of the collectible item throughout all of these, and I do think they're pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure you're able to utilize them in some sort of way to sort of put them in the largest build of this wave, which we'll get to eventually. But this one here I think just looks pretty good. It's a decent mech. They're kind of following the same sort of concept as the Marvel mechs, which is kind of cool to see, but also kind of weird that they didn't do it for all of the Ninja. But still, I think this is pretty decent and definitely a step up from the 4+ set. Next up here we have Jay's Thunder Dragon Evo. This one's going to include 140 pieces and is going to retail for $24.99 Canadian. And this dragon is honestly a bit disappointing to me. I'm not a huge fan of the design here. I really just think it looks a little bit odd. I don't know what it really is. I think it's some of the body structure. I just am not really digging the design of that. So it's definitely more of a lackluster dragon for me. It is cool that you can get a dragon for only $24.99. I think that in concept is really cool, but I feel like the execution was just a little bit off with this. I do like the wings though, and I think the actual like headpiece of the dragon is pretty cool. I think it's more so the body where it just kind of falls apart for me a little bit, but also you would kind of expect a little bit more of a more simplified design, I suppose, with this one, considering the price point of it, so it does still make sense. And then the two figures that you get, of course, Jay here, who I really do like his suit. I definitely think this is one of my favorites of the Ninja ones. I think that's just got a cool color scheme going on, and I like the fact that you get Jay's headband as well as kind of an alternate piece, and then you also get one of these snakes there who are going to become a bit more repetitive as we keep going through all of the sets here, but I definitely do like the look of Jay here as well, and I like his banner also. I think that's kind of cool. So, you know, it's pretty decent. You've got some cool stuff here throughout the set, but I definitely still feel like it's a bit more lackluster, and there isn't anything really exclusive here other than the build, of course, but it's not desirable enough for me to want to pick it up. Now the next one that we have here is Kai's Fire Dragon Evo, and this one's going to include 204 pieces, and it's going to retail for $39.99 Canadian, and that is a bit of a hefty price point, I think, for this set. I really honestly am just not digging the look of this dragon. I think it is definitely an improvement upon the J1. I do like it quite a bit more, and I think I just like how you get more figures in this one. I really love the Kai suit, which we'll get more into, but that dragon, man, even just forward facing here, I don't know, there's just something about it. I'm not a huge fan of the super large jaw there. I feel like it just looks kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't really fit the dragon design. I imagine the dragon to be a little bit more like sleek, I suppose. I imagine a design like this for more of like an earth dragon, and even the color scheme here a little bit kind of represents that. I don't know, there's just something about it that I'm not really digging too much. And then you also kind of can see more of the action going on here. You get a drone as well in the set, which is kind of cool, I suppose, but it's nothing really too amazing as a side build there. And then the actual figures in the set, I mean, Kai looks really great. I do like him quite a bit. I really love his leg printing. Also, I think that looks great. These snakes are pretty cool. It's nice that you get both of the variants here in the set, and they get a cool little like jetpack or flyer there, and then a little walkie-talkie as well. So you get some cool stuff there, or controls for the drone. I don't know what I'm saying, not a walkie-talkie, controls for the drone. But yeah, Kai looks really great here. I definitely like his wisdom banner quite a bit, so I think that's pretty cool. And he's just overall got a nice suit design. I like his little mask as well. The color scheme there just works really well for Kai. So yeah, I would say this one's definitely stronger than the previously mentioned sets, but it's still a little bit lackluster in my opinion, and probably not something that I'm going to go after. Alright, now we've got Lloyd's Race Car Evo, and this one's going to include 279 pieces and retail for $39.99 Canadian. And this set here, I think, is pretty nice, honestly. The only thing that I feel like is bringing this down is that I have the Ninja Nightcrawler set from Sons of Garmadon, so I feel like I already have a really cool Lloyd car, so this just doesn't interest me too much personally. But I feel like if you never had the opportunity to get that car, that this is kind of like a spiritual successor to it. I feel like a few of the sets in this wave are kind of like legacy sets, but not really legacy sets, if you get what I mean. They're not supposed to be direct successors to the previous ones, but I feel like this definitely emulates some energy from the Lloyd car, pun intended there with the energy. But yeah, you can see some cool figures here as well, and I think the build is pretty solid. Also, I feel like it has a good base to it, which I do like quite a bit, and it has some bulk where I feel like it looks more appropriate in this actual build, and it looks like a strong car that Lloyd could legitimately be using here, so I do like that quite a bit. Then you can see the two snakes that are included here. Nothing spectacular. I mean, you get a smaller snake, more like, I don't know if it's a child snake or what it is, but they're using the shorter legs there. And then you can see Lloyd here, who looks great. I love his suit, definitely a really good looking one here, but I kind of already talked about that with his 4+ mech set, but you do get his alternate headband as well, which is pretty cool. So I would say overall this is definitely one of the stronger sets of the wave in my opinion, but still it's probably not something I'm gonna go after because I already have that other Ninja Nightcrawler. Alright, now we've got Jay and Nia's Race Car Evo, and this one's going to include 536 pieces, retail for $64.99 Canadian, which honestly, once again, I feel like that's a bit of a higher price point than I might have expected for this. I thought it was going to fall more in the range of like $50 to maybe even $60, but going like 5 above there, I feel like it's a bit much, but I do like this set. Now, I definitely think it feels more like a Speed Champion set. Like, I feel like this isn't even really a Ninjago set. If you took away the stickers and maybe some of the weaponry on the actual build, it could just work as a Speed Champions, but I feel like that isn't necessarily a bad thing because it is a nice compact looking car, and I feel like it would go really well with Lloyd's also. And then you get a little helicopter here also for the snakes to be using, which I do like the design of. I think it is more of a unique looking helicopter. I think the structure of it is kind of similar to how we see other ones, but I feel like it has some cool like unique elements to it, like the windshield there, having some like rock pieces on it, and then kind of how it looks like it could be dropping like some green canisters or something. So I think it's got some unique elements to it for sure, and I like how Nia and Jay get to share this set together. Also, I think both of them look really cool. You kind of get a glider there for Nia, and then you kind of get Jay over here fighting one of the snakes. So there's some cool elements there. I like how you have some like stud blasters there that can kind of shoot out of the front of the car, so it's definitely ready for battle. And then you can see there's some of the other elements here. It's just a bit more bulky. I feel like that's running theme here. These really feel like toys, if you get what I mean. They don't really feel like, because this isn't adapting something from Ninjago like the series. This is just something completely original for these sets here, so I feel like maybe that's what's kind of bringing it down a bit. But you can see Jay here definitely like his outfit a ton, so I do like that quite a bit. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's a little bit lackluster to me, maybe because I can't connect it to something from the actual show, so maybe that's what's bringing it down a little bit, or this wave just as a whole. But I haven't even mentioned this either. I do think the box art is definitely pretty unique. I think it's an interesting concept. I don't like the back of the boxes, how it's just a plain white background. I feel like that just comes off as not like, I get that it was probably their intention, but almost like a lazy design. And then the front, I don't know, it just looks like almost like preliminary box art as well. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but I do like the graphics around the sides, like how they're utilizing that artwork from the website there on the corner. So I do like that quite a bit. So there are elements of it that I do like, but I feel like the execution is not completely working for me, but I definitely don't dislike it. I think it's still kind of a cool experiment here for the sets, but that's all my opinions here on this race car. Alright, now we have the Ninja Ultra Combo Mech. This one's going to include 1,104 pieces and is going to retail for 119.99 Canadian. And this set here is a really unique looking mech. It's a cool concept how you're able to combine 4 separate builds into the one mech here. I think that is pretty cool, and I like how the actual Ninja builds are kind of reminiscent of some of their previous vehicles that they've used, such as like Cole's there, Zane's as well. Zane's actually reminds me a lot of the Lego Ninjago movie Zane set, so that's kind of cool. And I feel like Kai's as well kind of reminds me of the Kai mech from the actual Lego Ninjago movie, so it's kind of channeling a little bit of energy from that. And I think it's pretty unique as well how for Jay's vehicle they're kind of using a darker blue. I almost kind of associate that more with like Pixel as Samurai X and not really Jay so much so, but I still feel like it works. And I think they might actually use some of that blue on the race car that I just talked about. Somehow I've literally already forgotten, but yeah, it's definitely a unique looking mech to say the least. It feels a little bit busy to me in some aspects, and I think that might have to do with some of these stickers here. It definitely looks like there's quite a bit going on there, so it does add some cool detail to it, but it also feels like maybe it's going a little bit overboard. But once again, it's just really going with that feel of that this is like a children's toy. It's really channeling that energy for sure. But I do like that you get 4 of the Ninja here: Kai, Zane, Cole as well, who I haven't had the opportunity to talk about. I think he looks super great. I do like his outfit a ton, and I've always just thought the orange and the black works really well with his character design, so I think that's really great. Also, you even get one of the Woo bots here as well with some stud shooters on the top. So that's kind of a unique thing to sort of be bringing over from Seabound as well. And then you get 2 of these snakes here, which is pretty cool. So yeah, some pretty decent designs here for the actual figures. I definitely like them quite a bit. But the overall mech is not something that I really care too much for. And I would maybe consider it if it went on a sale, but full price, I definitely wouldn't pick this one up. Now we've got Lloyd's Legendary Dragon, and this one's going to include 747 pieces, and it's going to retail for 89.99 Canadian. And this dragon has definitely a pretty cool looking design. I like the color scheme of the green and the blue. Now I feel like it has a bit of bulk kind of around the chest area here, but it also does make the dragon, I feel like, look more powerful. And I like the wings as well. I think that fabric there definitely looks really cool, so I like that quite a bit. Or plastic. I don't know what they're utilizing there, but I think it's got a cool and unique design to it. I don't think we've ever seen such a like big and bulky dragon for like Lloyd, so I think that's kind of a unique thing to have there, and I think it stands pretty well. Also, I feel like the legs have some actual like oomph to them here in the set, so they don't feel like little stick legs that couldn't like hold up the body. So I do like the bulkiness to the dragon in this. Now from the front, I feel like it almost is like looks like a snake a little bit with the tongue there. Kind of like looking a little bit like that, but I do still like the head mold there. I think that sometimes with dragons, with the head, it can kind of fall apart a little bit for me, but I feel like especially side profile here, I think it looks really great. So definitely digging that a bit more, and I think just overall the dragon has a cool design to it. It definitely screams like Lloyd dragon here, and I like how they've just implemented that blue color. I don't know, it's just really unique, and I do like that quite a bit. And then figure wise, you get Nia here, you get Lloyd as well. I haven't really spoken about Nia. I think her figure looks pretty cool. I like kind of the like waves implemented on the side there of her torso and the legs, so I think that's kind of cool. And then the two snakes, nothing spectacular after we've talked about them so many times, so definitely one of the cooler ones here, hence why it's so much higher on the ranking, but still probably one that I might pass up. I don't know, I'm in the middle on this one. I have a feeling it's going to grow on me more as time goes on, but it's definitely one of the coolest ones of this wave. Alright, now in the number one spot here, we have the Ninjago Temple, and this one's going to include 1,394 pieces and is going to retail for 129.99 Canadian, and I think that is a spectacular price for this set. I think it just fits it perfectly here with the piece count, the amount of figures that we get here, the exclusive elements as well. I think it just fits very well for this set, and I gotta say, I think this set just completely just feels separate from the rest of this wave of sets. I feel like it just really captures that very classic Ninjago feel within the actual build here. I love that it's a really nice temple build. I feel like this is kind of like a spiritual successor to the temple build from the rebooted line of sets, which I also felt like separate from that wave of sets, because it's very like technology based and like futuristic sets, and then you just have this really great looking temple, and I feel like it's kind of a similar idea with this one. The exterior of it just looks great. I love the use of the dark green pieces there. I think it mixes really well with the brown and the red as well, and the black also. It's amazing. I love the rocks here as well. The terrain just fits really well. It makes it feel like it's at the top of a mountain that you've just reached the summit of, so definitely really digging that. I love this other part as well, where it's kind of like a little bridge there going downwards. I think that's amazing. It looks phenomenal. The figures as well, we're gonna get into those right now, and then we'll jump back into the build here, but I gotta talk about this, of course. We have a new Pixel figure here in this set. Amazing, couldn't have asked for more here. I love how her hairpiece looks. I love how her face print looks there. It is a double-sided face as well, as you'll see in another of the pictures, but I think this just looks spectacular. I think the torso, the legs look amazing. It's phenomenal. It is perfect. And then the Wu figure as well. I think this might be one of my favorite Wu figures. I love the way that his robes look here. I think they just look phenomenal. I really am digging it quite a bit. And then you get some of the ninja as well. You get Lloyd, you have Kai as well, and then you get Cole also, and Nia in the set as well, which is really great. So you get 4 of them there, so you don't really have to worry about collecting too many of the other ones at least. And then you get 2 of the snakes also, which is a little bit more lackluster, but still cool inclusions, because I'm glad that you can kind of just get this set and get a lot of elements from the wave just within one here, so I do like that. You can see Pixel's alternate face right there looking really great, and then you can see a little like sticker there of the mech. I think that's really cool, and it makes sense that Pixel's over there maybe repairing it. And then you can see Kai right here. You can even see a cool print in the background here, which looks like Akita there on the actual like inner wolf form, which I think is really cool. At least I think that's what it's meant to be, so I think that's unique. You can also kind of see like a fire hand there, like maybe how Kai like kind of had to get his fire back in that part of the season from season 11, so I think that's really cool as well. Even on the top here, you can see a little tea set, and there's a super cool sticker in this set. Might be one of my favorite Ninjago stickers. It shows us the Ninjago language here. You can see the letters, and I think this is so cool. I know you could just search this up on the Ninjago website, but I think it's so cool that we have this on a sticker in this set. I think it is just amazing, and I love that element so much. I think Wu looks great here as well, sipping some of his tea. You can see Ni out here with some of those blaster pieces as well for the water. I think that's super cool. I just love this set. It is a phenomenal set. I love the wisdom banner as well. I think that's one of my favorite ones. It might be my favorite one. And even the Kai mech, I think, is also pretty decent. Let me see if I can get a good shot of that right here. I think that it actually looks pretty good. I think it's got a good size to it, and it feels like it has quite a bit more articulation as well, at least from what I can see in the image. And then you get a little villain vehicle here, which is nothing too bad. I think it's actually pretty cool. And yeah, this is just phenomenal. I love the little secret entrance there on the side as well, a little side entrance at least. It's just phenomenal. This is an amazing set. This is like one of my favorite Ninjago sets in like recent years. I think it just really captures Ninjago's original sort of premise of just being a very like cool traditional theme, like kind of just calling back to like Japanese culture. And I think it just captures all of that super well. I think this set would look so cool with the Legacy Fire Dragon that came out in the previous Legacy wave. I think that would just look amazing with this. So I just really love it. And I think the box design actually on the front works the best with this one. I think it just looks phenomenal. I really do love this set a ton. It's definitely my favorite one of this wave, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of other people's as well. I truly do believe it's the best one here, and I just absolutely love this set. Alright, so that's going to conclude my ranking here for all of the LEGO Ninjago 2022 sets. Sorry that it probably went on for quite a while, but I just had to talk about these sets in depth, and I haven't done a video like this in so long that I love talking about these sets. I'm so excited for them. Definitely the one that I'm going to get is the Ninja Dojo Temple. I love this set so much. And then I honestly think I might not pick up any of the other sets, and I might just order, because you're missing Zane and Jay in the Temple set, so I might just order them separately on Bricks and Pieces if I'm able to. And then if I'm not, I might dip into some of the other sets. Luckily, Zane and Jay are included in two of the cheapest ones, with Zane in the mech for $13.99 and then Jay in the dragon set for $24.99. So pretty darn good right here. I think it's a overall pretty well-rounded wave. I think it's cool to see Ninjago doing something that isn't connected to the show. I know that I kind of ragged on a lot of these sets throughout the video, but I still think it's a cool concept. I love seeing Ninjago try new things, so I'm all for that aspect, and I just love that temple. Love it so much. Could gush about it all day, but thanks so much for checking out the video. Let me know your ranking for these sets down below in the comments section. I would really appreciate that. And also just leave a like on the video, subscribe as well if you did enjoy the content. That would be highly appreciated. Definitely want to put out a lot more going forward. I might have a little bit more free time at some point in the near future, so definitely want to get on that. But just thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.